Every year, FP Canada releases what they call the Financial Stress Index. It's a national survey of over 2,000 Canadians, and it tracks how people are actually feeling about their money. Not the markets, not interest rates, just the emotional reality of financial life in Canada. The 2026 results just dropped, and I want to walk you through what stood out to me, because there's some stuff in there that I think is genuinely worth talking about, especially if you have been feeling the squeeze lately and you're wondering if it's maybe just you. I can tell you right now, it's not just you, and I'm going to show you more of the data. So here's the first finding, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me at all. 43% of Canadians say money is their single biggest source of stress in their life. Not health, not work, not relationships, money. At more than double anything else on the list as well. And the thing here is, this is the 9th year they've run this survey, and money has been number one every single time. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, same result. That's not just a cost of living blip. That's not just pandemic stress. This is a persistent structural reality for Canadians. And I want to be clear about something. This isn't just a lower income issue. The data actually shows financial stress cuts across every single income bracket. Even among Canadians earning over $100,000 a year, 43% of those have lost sleep over their finances. These are people who by most measures should be doing well, and they're still up at night worrying about money. That tells me this is less about the numbers in your account and more about whether you feel in control of your financial situation. Now, here's where it gets important to look at the bigger picture, because the stress isn't just happening in a vacuum. 64% of Canadians say groceries are their top external stressor. And it makes sense. Canada's food price report is forecasting another 4 to 6% increase in food costs in 2026. For a family of four, that's almost $1,000 more per year just on groceries. Housing affordability is also affecting about half the country, with rent and mortgages and house prices increasing. And if you're one of the 60% of mortgage holders coming up for a renewal in the next couple of years, you already know what that conversation might look like. And here in Ontario, which this survey specifically called out, job and income stability is a bigger stressor than anywhere else in the country. 30% of Ontarians flagged that. The tariff uncertainty with the United States, the slowdown in certain sectors, people here are feeling it. And it's worth adding one more data point here. A separate MNP survey from January found that 71% of Canadians expect the cost of living to get worse in 2026. Not better, worse. So this isn't just a rear view mirror problem. People are bracing for more pain. Here's one of the most interesting patterns in the data, and curiously, it lines up with something I see a lot in my own wealth practice. 34% of Canadians say they don't know where to start improving their financial situation, and 40% say they avoid thinking about their finances because it feels overwhelming. And I want to say this directly. If that's you right now, that is not a character flaw. That's what happens when financial complexity builds up faster than your plan does. The answer isn't to feel worse about yourself. It's to get some structure around it. Okay, this is the part of the report I want to spend the most time on, because in my mind, this is the most important finding in the whole study. Throughout the entire survey, FP Canada broke every single result down by one variable, and that variable is whether the respondent works with a financial planner or not. The difference between those who have one and don't is very significant. Here's some quick numbers for you. For those who identify the question money as your number one stressor, 44% said yes without a planner, and only 26% said yes with one. If you've answered the question that you've lost sleep over finances, 51% of people without a planner said yes, and only 28% said yes when they have a planner. Feeling hopeful about your financial future? 50% of Canadians said yes without a financial planner. That increases to 66% of yes with one. And lastly, if you've answered yes to burdened by the cost of living, 71% of Canadians without a financial advisor agreed, and only 45% agreed with a financial advisor. Now, I want to be honest about what this data is and isn't saying. A financial planner doesn't reduce your grocery bill. They don't lower your mortgage rate. The external pressures are real for everyone, including me. What the data is telling us is that having a plan, having someone who helps you understand your full picture and make decisions with confidence, that changes how you experience those pressures. The stress goes down, the hope goes up, and the sense of control is completely different. And look, I'm a financial advisor and a financial planner, so I get that I'm biased here. But this isn't just me saying it. This is a national survey of over 2,000 Canadians saying. So here's how I can help. I work primarily with incorporated professionals and business owners, and what I see in this data maps almost exactly to what I see in my day-to-day. These are very successful people. They're earning well, they've built something meaningful, they've got a corporation, maybe a spouse, and some investments spread across a few accounts. But they're also carrying financial complexity that most people don't have to deal with. How to pay themselves, what to do with corporate cash, insurance gaps, estate planning they haven't gotten to yet, maybe even a pension from a previous employer sitting somewhere and doing nothing. The stress for these clients isn't coming from not having enough. It's coming from not having it organized, not knowing if what they're doing is actually the most tax-efficient path, not having someone in their corner who's looking at the whole financial picture. That's really what this report is getting at. The people who work with a planner feel better. They have a plan and they're not guessing. So here's my takeaway from the 2026 Financial Stress Index. Financial stress in Canada is persistent. It's widespread. It cuts across all income levels. And based on everything else happening in the economy right now, food prices, housing, trade uncertainty, it's not going to go away on its own in 2026. But the data is also really clear on what helps. A plan, a professional, someone who helps you go from reacting to everything to actually being ahead of it. If you've been meaning to get a proper financial plan in place, this year is a good year to do it, and I'd love to help you. There's a link in the description to book a call with me directly. The first conversation is always complimentary, no pressure, no commitment, just a real conversation about where you are and where you want to go. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, share it with someone you know. Chances are someone in your life needs to hear this.